And we were just saying, so nice to see smiles on people's faces as they left the ground on Saturday afternoon.
It certainly is, yeah. And going into yesterday as well, spent a bit of time with the family. My son made his way over after Everton and stayed with us for the night. So we spent the day in York yesterday, and it was nice. Just, like I say, smiles and a bit of a feel-good factor around the place, and even got a free bit of cake because one of the girls was a bit of a York fan. So yeah, it's really nice spirits in a minute, and yeah, we want to obviously stay on that vein. We know it's not always going to be like this, so you've got to enjoy it when it is like this, and we want to try and keep those spirits for as long as possible.
Yeah, you don't always get what you deserve in football, but you thoroughly deserve the win on Saturday.
We did. It could have quite easily gone the other way. I thought they defended really well first half, and maybe more luck than judgment. Some of their blocks that they got in, I don't think their defenders knew much about some of them. But yeah, when the game's like that, it only takes a bad decision from a player or an official or someone to hit a worldie, and you can go behind and the game can be completely different. But we stayed to our beliefs, and just glad that we got all 3 points for the level of performance.
So now you move on to a home game against Rochdale, and I presume you're expecting a completely different test on Tuesday night.
It will. Jim likes to dominate possession and got a real style that they like to adapt. So it'll be a completely contrast in terms of styles, but one that we've got to adapt to. We want to go and implement our game plan, like you say, with the home side, and we want to go and show what we're all about as well. So it's all the makings for a really good game. It's bound to be a drab 0-0. I've said that, but we're hoping that both teams, more so ourselves, can really stamp our authority on the game and show what we're all about.
Now this is your side. You don't do 0-0s, do you? When was the last time you were involved in a proper 0-0, either here or at Worthing?
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often. I can't really remember off the top of my head. No, we like to obviously attack with numbers, and that does leave you open sometimes. And how we like to play out from the back, does at times, when we get it right, you can see the overloads that we can get going forward. It's down to us to still implement that game plan, although we're going to be up against very good opposition.
Yeah, you use the word you've got to adapt, but do you adapt, or do you just set out with the same game plan week on week and then maybe just the slight tweaks throughout the game?
Slight tweaks, I think, is the way forward. I don't, as good as the opposition, I like to pay the opposition respect, but focus more on what we can control, and that's how we play. And we like to spend more time focusing on ourselves, seeing what we can adapt and do better. And there will be at times, teams are going to press differently, and it's going to be a high press. Teams are going to sit off, maybe a bit like they did on Saturday. So we've got to be ready for all of those different challenges. Teams are going to look to play through us. Teams are going to look to put lots of long throws and rely on set pieces against us. So, the really pleasing part of the game is we dealt with that side of it excellently. Callum in particular got his head on loads, and we're going to need those warriors in the team as well.
And when you've taken a couple of players from the opposition you've had tomorrow night in Cameron John and Tyrese Sinclair, do you speak to them at all about the opposition and maybe what they can tell you, or is it all down to you and your backroom team?
Pretty much down. We rely on ourselves and what we can do. Obviously, you ask them if there's any things, but we're not reliant on them giving you the information. We do the information ourselves and do the homework ourselves. But they might come up with one or two little things like they've come up with today in training. This is maybe a corner that they like to work or a set piece they like to work. But other than that, it's the work's done by ourselves, and you're not reliant on players. You want them to focus on their job, and that's doing it out there on the pitch ultimately.
Fitness wise, how's everyone pulled through after the weekend?
good, clean bill of health. No fresh injuries. So that's sort of really pleasing. Even the fringe players, I think Levy now will be available to go and get some minutes as well. So everyone's coming in line. Like I say, it's Crooksy and Alex Hernandez with Sam at the moment. They're going to be with him for a little bit longer, still about 6 weeks or so, them two. But even they're progressing. So yeah, really pleased with where the squad's at.
Can you give us an update on Dippo? Is he likely to be seen tomorrow night?
Dippo, yeah, he's back training. He's got enough distance now into his legs and stuff. So yeah, we're hoping Dippo will be able to play some sort of role tomorrow.
Big game. They'll bring a few fans, a few more than Tamworth brought. The games, I suppose, that everyone should want to be involved in. They're
the games that we want to become the norm at this club. So we want the players to relish them and look forward to them. And like I say, we'll focus on what we can do and what we can bring to the game. At the same time, complete respect for the opposition that we're going to be coming up against. So yeah, we'll thoroughly look forward to it as a manager. This is the games that you want to be involved in. So yeah, really looking forward to it myself, and I'm sure the players will be as well.
Can you tell us what's going on behind the scenes with these 3 games now in 6 days, or 3 games in 7 days, in less than a week? Your analysts, are they already looking? They may not be imparting that information to you because obviously you've got to concentrate on the game in hand. But are they already looking ahead to Saturday and to Monday?
We probably won't look too far ahead. We'll get Tuesday out of the way, and then we'll start focusing on Saturday. It's all pretty much done in house now. So you say analyst, it's probably Cam Morrison, and he's got a lot of roles that he's doing at the club and does them brilliantly. He coaches as well as looks at the opposition analysis as well. So yeah, it's just complete focus on Tuesday. Then we'll focus on Saturday. We probably have to start getting ready for Monday. We will get the players in on Sunday to show them some bits on Boston, but there's still lots of football to be played before then. So fully focus on Rochdale, and then tensions will very quickly then turn to Sutton, and probably Sutton and Boston will both be in prep for as soon as we get Rochdale out of the way.
Of course, I presume you'll be travelling down Friday as well, so it really is a busy weekend for your side.
We will, yep. It took us a fair old journey to Southend, so we'll look at other ways and see how we can maybe shorten it up a little bit to help the players get into the hotel a little bit sooner. We like to train here at our facility here, and then we'll get on the way. So yeah, lots to organise, but we've got good people at the club that get us help and ready for that.
As you say, Rochdale first, 4 points out of 6 so far. A good, very good start. Becomes an excellent start, doesn't it, if you get up to 7 out of 9?
It does. That's for sure going to be the aim, the target for us. But I'm sure it will be for Rochdale as well. They'll be looking to come in and get all 3 points. So like I say, it's got all the makings of a really good game. We know we're going to have to be how we've been in the last, probably the second half of Southend and the game against Tamworth to get anything from the game, and we've probably got to improve on that as well in certain areas. So that's what we'll be looking to do. But we'll go into the game with lots of confidence.
Great, thank you.
Adam, it wasn't just the result on Saturday, it was the style of play that pleased so many people. It must please you as well.
It does. I think that's what Matt saw in himself. Looked at the style, liked the amount of possession and the goals, and how my team sort of generally play. That's sort of why I got brought to the club, and really pleased, like you say, that we can start seeing some signs of that coming out in the second game.
And we mentioned after the match just a little bit about the fact that they'd probably taken their foot off the gas a little. Is that something you're working on, being ruthless for 90 minutes? Have to be.
You've got to have that ruthless mindset, and there's been lots of plaudits for how we played and our start, but I don't want us to pat ourselves on the back. If anything, I want us to go the other way and focus. There's lots more to come. I think there's some individuals that can be better, and as a team there's definitely stuff we can iron out, so that'll keep being the aim. We'll never have that perfect performance, in my opinion. There'll always be something that we can improve on, and I want the players to have that kind of mindset as well.
And with regards to recovery, I think people will be fascinated. You got 3 matches in 6 days. The approach to recovery, is there, a focus on nutrition, ice baths, compression aids, all of those sort of things as well?
We have to look at it all, really. Sometimes the ice baths is more a mental thing. Sometimes, you feel like it's helping your legs. Sometimes it helps the players. If they think that it's working, then it's doing more to their mental state than it is anything else, really. But we look at every possible avenue of making sure the players are ready. Recovery is vitally important. Nutrition, like you say, the players get food into them as soon as the game's finished, and it's important that they recover well. And we'll have the players in on Sunday to recover. So it'll be a big week, but it's what's needed. We know that those bank holiday games are, really lucrative to clubs at our level, so we know that they're not going to go away, and we've got to do all we can to make sure we're ready for the games.
And to what extent is there a personal responsibility as well? Do you rely on your players, for instance, to get enough sleep, and maybe some of them look at meditation and things like that, all the holistic things as well as obviously the practical things? Yeah,
so important. I think that's one thing that we've been keen to do, is bring good people into the club as well, and people that we can trust away from the club. We use the Rocco gym facility a lot, and it was really nice to say that the lads that are coming in are using it well, but really respectful, and they're good people around the place as well. So nice to hear that about the group and the players, and it's so important that they do recover properly and look after themselves. I think gone are the days now of celebrating a win with 10 pints. They have to leave that to the staff now. We'll do that for them, and then they need to be focused, ready to go on the next game. So important, especially with Saturday, Tuesday, and Saturday, Monday coming up as well. So it's so important that they have that discipline, and they know they're part of a good squad, so they want to do all they can to be ready for the next game, because they don't want to lose their shirt, and that's the way it's got to be.
And the Rochdale manager, Jimmy McNulty, has stressed the need for culture, mentality, and the utilisation of their full squad. You must echo that.
Same, yeah. Like I said to you guys, it's a big week for the squad in the next 2 weeks. You go from pre-season, maybe we struggle to get every player 90 minutes in pre-season, and then straight into within 2 weeks, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Monday. So, the squad is going to have to be utilised. There's no question about that. Whether it happens and it comes in straight away on Tuesday, or definitely with this Saturday, Monday, there's going to be some changes, and that's one thing that I'm really pleased that we've got is a good squad of players to call upon.
You must be equally pleased that you've got no new injuries.
Delighted with that. Just like the two, Crooksy and Alex Hernandez at the moment. Really pleased. Long may that continue. We want to keep the players fresh and keep them out there. So it's getting the balance right, getting the work into them, and wrapping them up in cotton wool when you need to. We've got a small squad that we're working with, so any injuries that we do get can have a big impact and make a big difference.
And Depot returning to the cause?
That's it, yep. Be back in, like I say, missed a bit of training towards the start of last week, so we're delighted to have him back in training, and he's a big player for us, so we're happy to have him in the squad. I thought the squad showed how good they were, that we didn't really miss him on Saturday, but definitely feel like we're adding a big player to us with Depot being back available.
First night match tomorrow night. There's a special atmosphere, isn't there, about night matches?
There is. the first one that I encountered here, didn't enjoy it too much, to be honest. Filed, but since then, seeing what it can be like, I'm hoping that there's a big crowd. The kids might be allowed to stay up a little bit later with no school the next day to come. So, yeah, we're hoping for a real big crowd, and I'm sure it's going to be all the makings of a real top game.
And the more success, the bigger the crowd.
That's it. That's what I said. We want the players to be associated with and used to and enjoy and relish playing in big games, because that's what we want to become the norm. You look at our attendance in comparison to some in League Two, and it's well up there. And I think we're still scratching the surface. And the more we're successful, I'm sure that the city will get behind us, and those crowds will increase as well.
Good luck.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Adam, a really impressive victory over Tamworth at the weekend. What sort of positives have you taken from that game?
Just our style, how we want to play. We implemented a lot of good work in possession. Also, as well, I thought we defended our box really well. I thought, if anything, the last 10 minutes we probably went off plan a little bit, and we got to stick to how we play and keep some discipline to our structure of how we want to play. So, lots of positives, lots for us to still work on. But in the main, you can see our style starting to be implemented slowly.
One more that sort of stuck out to me other than the goals on Saturday was when Joe Felix produced a challenge and sort of turned to the crowd and gave a bit of a fist bump. There seems to be a real connection right now between the fans and the players. How pleasing is that for yourself?
Yeah, I'm with you with that. I absolutely loved it, and loved the fans getting involved, and Joe sort of almost celebrating winning a goal kick, and also what I liked about that as well is the amount of players that come over and give him a high five. That togetherness, that the players are all together, that the fans are all together, and honestly believe if we can get that here at home, we can make this a real tough place to come, and that's what we want to try and generate. We felt a little bit of what it can be like to play here, and it's quite a hostile place when you're a home player and it's not going too well, and we want to try and turn that and flip that on its head this year, and make that the opposition feel in that kind of way.
Another good performance from that game was Dan Batty's again, because he's earned a place in the non-league paper Team of the Week. How impressed were you again with him? Because I think I saw a stat, he completed more passes in that match than the entire Tamworth team, so that's got to be another positive to you.
It is. I think Dan now having a full sort of pre-season under his belt is really, he looks so much fitter. He's working hard in his game, and I think we've got some real competition in the middle of the pitch now with Ricky, with Alex Hunt, with Marv. Billy Chadwick can play central as well, and it's really sort of brought Dan's game on. Obviously Paddy as well, that can play in the centre of the park. So we've got some real options. Joe Felix has played there for me as well. So I think it's just brought Dan's game on, and we found him a role where he drops in between the two centre halves and he can get on the ball and dictate the game from there. I think we found him a role that really suits him, and I'm delighted for him because he works hard. He's got a good relationship with Cal and Rye, and when they travel in together, and when you see them on the pitch and they're all together as well, it's looking good, looking solid, and I think there's even more to come from Bats as well. There's a couple of passes I thought he played into Huntley that he probably didn't need to play. There's still elements of his game he can improve on to get even more successful passes, and that'd be the challenge for him. But he's made a great start to this season, and the key now for Bats is to keep consistency to his game.
Got Rochdale now on Tuesday night. He sees a clash of two sort of similar styles of play. How do you go about sort of making sure your style of play is the one that comes out on top?
Just full belief in what we're doing and how we play. Obviously we've got a lot of respect for Jim and his team and how they play, but we won't go too much into it. We'll give the lads little snippets, but we'll focus mainly on what we can do and what we can bring to the game. and yeah, just focus on ourselves, focus on the stuff that we can control. We can't control how Jim might turn up and completely change script to try and adapt to us. We don't know what his thinking is, but we know a little bit of how he's set up in the first couple of games, and try and implement our style and have full belief in how we work and how we play, that will come out on top to win the game.
With it being the first Tuesday night game of the season, how do you go about sort of changing your preparation for this match? Because there isn't as much time to eat now as there would be to a Saturday match, for example.
Spent a bit more time on the training pitch today. So if we haven't got a midweek game, then the lads will probably have second day recovery and be off their feet a little bit more today. Whereas we've done a little bit on the grass, just some walkthroughs. The beauty of having the youth team in with us at the same training facility is that we can shape up against them, and we've done it a little bit last week. We've done a little bit today, just in preparation for the game. But then it's just getting that balance right. You need to get a little bit of work done at the same time. Know that rest and recovery is going to be really important at this stage as well.
Question that I meant to ask last week, but how has Rory Watson recovered from his concussion protocol? Because obviously he was in the squad on Saturday.
He's all good, recovered brilliantly. With George, Rory and Harrison, we've got three excellent keepers at our disposal. Harrison's, I'm pleased that he's come in, got his first start at home and got a clean sheet. He gives us something a bit different to maybe the other two in terms of his quality on the ball. But Rory's really improving with that, and he's an unbelievable keeper. And I can see it being between sort of Harrison and Rory for the number one shirt, and probably won't have a number one. There'll be games that I think I'll be edging more towards Rory than Harrison, and just keep rotating the two round.
Having Dips back involved as well, that's got to be a big positive for yourself.
It is. He's a big player for us. He can play in a variety of positions. So whatever role he's asked to perform on Tuesday, it's great to have him back involved in the squad. Like I say, he's a big player for us, and we're a better squad and a better team for having him in it.
Last question from myself. Maz Kouya out on loan at Kidderminster Sahari has been very, very impressive so far recently. He's got 2 goals and 1 assist in his first 2 games. How do you sort of envision his long-term progress going? Is he part of your plans for the future, or?
Exactly that. I mean, with Maz going to Kidderminster, we knew that he could have a big impact for them. That's why he's still attached to the club. But yeah, you can say that. You can say Billy Chadwick, Tyree Sinclair and Ashley Nathaniel George that we have got in the building are good players as well. And just looking at, I see them 3 and potentially Dips playing wide, so you've got 4 players ahead of Maz, and it's just better for his career that he goes out and plays, and I'm delighted for him. Delighted that he's scored some goals and is getting assists. That was the whole reasoning behind it. And yeah, who knows what will happen in the future. At the moment I see those 4 ahead of Maz, but a week's a long time in football, so when Maz comes back sort of January time, a lot could have changed. If he keeps going in the vein he does, we might have a big transfer offer come in before then, because he's flying. But he's doing well. He's doing well, and we're pleased for him. And like I say, who knows what the future holds? But we definitely won't write out his future here at York.